Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. Today, as promised, we'll be going through the path from 7.4.3 that I recommended in my previous video with the team I recommended using. This will allow you to get a little more insight into why I chose this team and how I get around the nodes. This video will be much more relaxed, but I still suggest you go and watch that video first if you haven't already, as it contains most of the key information around this quest. And with that, let's jump in. So, here we are in 7.4.3. The team today is 5-star rank 5 Nick Fury, 5-star rank 5 Ascended Apocalypse, 6-star rank 3 Chi-Ilth, 6-star rank 4 Cable, and 7-star rank 1 Spider-Ham. In the main video, I suggested take this path, but there are two boss options, so I will be showing both bosses in this quest. To start, we're using Chi-Ilth versus this invisible woman, and we're just building a few paradox charges. Some parries, that'll get rid of our power lock, and our bleed potency is already going up. Most of it is getting eaten by her force field, but now that's gone and we've got our Foresight Fury as well. Those are some very large bleeds coming her way. We're already ticking for over 700 per bleed, and this invisible woman really isn't very long for this world. Unfortunately, despite Chi-Ilth having a very large heavy range, it wasn't quite large enough there, so we're going to go for some bleeds with the Foresight Fury again. Only 5 charges, but that Foresight Fury is really helping as well. Annoyingly, the force field comes back, but we shrug off the debuff that comes with it, and those debuffs ticking for 1,000, 2,000. We really don't have much long left in this fight, and Invisible Woman just falls over. Very clean by Chi-Ilth there. Not by me, but clean by her. Up next, we have Dr. Voodoo, and we will be using Spider-Ham. The majority of counters I see suggested for paths like this one are champions that rely on damage over time debuffs, but debuff potency increases all debuffs you place on the opponent. Now obviously we can't increase the potency of debuffs like stun, but debuffs like those Porker Poppers, which are just reskinned power stings, we absolutely can. We have a couple of ways of playing Spider-Ham. We can either go for his special 2 to place 3 poppers and set our nonsense to maximum of 10, or we can just spam the special 1 and use that to pause all of the poppers. The more nonsense we have, the more likely it is that the poppers will re-trigger, dealing double damage. We've got our Fury from Foresight as well. There we go, throw it straight away. He threw it straight away and took a huge amount of damage. It was about 70,000 damage, I think, just in power stings. There I would have liked to have got a heavy attack in. That drops us down to nonsense. So we would have gone from 10 down to 8, so they would have stopped expiring. But the fight was over way before I could even finish explaining what was going on. Up next we have Joe Fixit, and given we have Chi-Ilth on the team, it would be such a shame not to use her. She, after all, gets bonuses versus Gamma champions, and Joe Fixit is certainly one of those. So this fight is going to go down very, very quickly. We start off with 8 of our paradox after our first parry. Each bleed is ticking for 600 damage. And, well, 6 bleeds. We're up to 10 charges. We do have to be a little bit careful, up to 11 now. So we're going to be going for that intercept. He won't quite let us have it. Parry, medium, light, back. There we go. So we've got our intercept. We're going for some more bleeds off our special 1 now. He's already down to half health just while I've been explaining that. I kind of don't really want him to throw the special 1, so we're going to intercept him straight away. More bleeds ticking very, very nicely. Throws a special 2 and we cleanse that straight off, and the fight's over. Very, very clean. 34 seconds by Chi-Ilth there. Up next, we have Daredevil's Hell's Kitchen, and we will be using Nick Fury, I think. Yes, Nick Fury. Daredevil in this fight is a little bit annoying because he can shrug off debuffs, but he can only do that whilst he's got less than 15 hits on the combo, and every time he does it, he gains 5 hits. In some ways it's actually an advantage for us because we can use it to speed up our ramp because he shrugs off those parries faster, meaning we can get more parries in at the start of the fight. So, this fight will take a little bit longer just because Daredevil has one of the most obnoxiously long special ones in the entire game, but even with how long it goes on for, we still don't have to worry about Now You See Me at all. That timer is just far too long and it's so easy to punish. Maybe if you get caught by it and he goes for a full combo and then another one, you might have to worry about Now You See Me, but it's not going to come up in this entire path. So go for another special one even after our special 2, and it's only halfway round. So no worries there at all. We're at 6 charges, now down to 5, but we've got our Foresight Fury, and with just 5 charges, that's at 11 or 8,000 per tick bleed. And this is first life Nick Fury. Ow. Go for, no intercept? No need. If we're in second life Nick Fury, which gets a massive attack boost at 10 charges with the, or 10 or 11 charges with the Foresight Fury, you could probably see 20k per tick. Nick is very, very good on this path. Here we go, we're up to 9 charges now. Going from the light ending bleed, hope he doesn't shrug it. And there we go, he's ticking away very nicely. He shrugged off our stun. I'm not quite sure how he did that. I'm not sure he's meant to be able to, but probably just me misremembering something. And there you go, that fight ended with, 10k per tick bleeds? Very, very good. 10.9. Last upon the path, oh no, not last upon the path. Up next, we have Void, and I believe we will be using Chi-Il for this fight as well. Her cleanse makes her a very safe Void option, because anytime a debuff is put on you, as long as you've got some cleanse charges, she'll just push it straight off. Of course, better to rely on your combo counting, and just, so you don't have to risk it. We're looking for an intercept to start this fight off, because we're at 11 charges. That counted, but didn't trigger Foresight, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Clearly they have different timers to trigger them. There we go, managed to get it there. We're only up to 7 hits, but cleanse removed it straight away, and now we're back up to 3 cleanse. It's been a little bit of a slow start, some weird AI and some odd plays by myself, but now the fight is very much underway. Well, it would be if I could actually hit it. Here we go, so throw to heavy, we can punish that. Cleanse instantly remove the debuff, so we don't have to worry about the damage. Small lag spike there, but I think we're all used to that by now. Bigger lag spike there. So, the next debuff's coming around. I see I'm at 18 hits, so we're actually going to wait for that debuff to come onto us. There we go, so we go 1 and 2 on the heavy to remove that debuff. Get a very nice stand-up intercept there with the axe. Go for our special 2, which puts the Tranquilize on Void, which means now there is a 50% chance that whenever he would inflict a debuff, he won't. Plus, we can count our combo to stop the debuffs coming onto us. Plus, we've got 8 cleanse charges, so there is really no way we're getting a debuff onto us. And we close out that fight very nicely indeed. Lots of bleeds doing lots of damage, and Void got absolutely melted. 71% of our damage was bleeds. Last upon the path, we have Tigra, and we will be using Cable. I have purposely refrained from using Cable for the rest of this path, because he is ridiculous for it. Let's see. So, we're just looking to parry here to build up a few charges. But Tigra seems to be liking to throw heavies. Go for 1 heavy there, 2 charges. He's already ticking for 1700. 3 charges, about the same. So Cable's degen does more damage the less power the opponent has. So, as we gain charges but her power goes up, they remain fairly similar. Very easy heavy counter. We're up to 10 hits. We proc both the regen and our power gain. We're up to 10 degens now. And in just 14 hits, that Tigra never stood a chance, and we full yellow bar that fight. Cable without the Apocalypse synergy is trash. Cable with the Apocalypse synergy, very, very good. At one time, people called him like the best mutant in the game. Wouldn't say that, but he is very, very good. Right, now for the boss, Purgatory, and we will be using Cable. The main node in this fight is that Hubris node. Purgatory has a massive 90% damage reduction, which means we are not going to be doing very much damage to her at all, but while she's throwing a special attack, that goes away, and after the special attack, she'll take a big burst of damage, equal to 350% of the damage we dealt to her during the special attack. So, with all those degens and Cable's massive heavy ranges being very useful, you can see we've got 8 degens that are ticking normally, and then after that, we got a 104k burst. So, that's how the fight's going to go. It probably would have been quicker and easier if we had used Spider-Ham, because he gets his massive power stings. If they're looking at, say, when she throws a special, they double tick. Don't eat heavies, that's good advice. They double tick for, say, 50,000 damage. So not only does she take 50,000 damage, she also takes 350% of that after the special as well, which is, another 180,000. So we're looking at 250,000 damage per special, 700,000 health. He could have ended it very, very quickly. But we'll be using Cable instead. Other power sting options, such as a Cassie Lang, would also do very, very well, or big damage over time champions like Cable or Kate Bishop, maybe Onslaught once you've got those degens going. They'd all do very, very well. We can't use someone like Shuri here because of the shock immunity node. So far in this fight with Cable, we've really just been spamming heavy attacks, just got to keep those degens going, and trying to bait out heavy special attacks from Purgatory where possible. With only 4 degens on now, she still takes 40,000 burst damage, so that's what we'll be looking at. Human Torch is another good option that can actually focus on both sides. If you use pre-fight, because she is Incinerate immune, you get the power stings from his Nova Flames, as well as the Nova Flame damage as well. Finally, She-Hulk and Mr. Fantastic synergy gives all science characters power stings up to a cap of 3 for each debuff they apply to the opponent, and that does include the parry mastery. So you apply debuffs, you get 3 power stings, and you can do the fight that way. But with a 52k burst on the end there, Cable ends that fight out very, very nicely. Now, there are 2 bosses in this quest that I recommended. The other one is King Groot, and we will be using our 6-star rank 4 Rintrah here. Rintrah is very, very good for this fight, and honestly I'd forgotten how much fun he was to play, and with 7-star Rintrah coming out soon, I am very much looking forward to him. So Rintrah has a 200% neutralize that's constantly being applied to King Groot. We do there mistime our parry, he shrugs it off, but actually getting armor broken in this fight is a good thing. Say hello to the sirens, everybody. When Rintrah is armor broken, he reduces the potency of that armor break by 50%, so it doesn't do much damage, or it doesn't reduce your armor by much. He gains more attack rating, and we're healing from it from willpower, and Rintrah has a very large health pool, so that willpower is ticking very, very hard. So that first Apex Predators round we lost, unfortunately, so King Groot got the Fury and the Unblockable, but we're going to lock him in the corner and going to build up those ruptures, and those are going to do a lot of damage, taking him down as well. And you can see at this point we're healing for, 512 every tick from our own root debuff, the Juggernaut Relic, and those armor breaks. So when things line up just right, we're going to be going for our Special 3 right now. Special 3 will heal Rintrah, not that makes much difference when you're at full health. Rintrah self-roots when he has 20 charges, so all in all this fight is going very, very well. We've got a lot of ruptures on King Groot, and you can see we've got power gain and the dex buff that we can have access to, and he's got just the armor up buff. We're going for a nice big Special 2 here. It's only 12, but still 100k crit is not bad at all. So we've got dex and power gain, meaning we won Apex Predators, so now we're going in for our big moment. We're going to be beating into King Groot here. Basic attack's doing a lot of damage. Our ruptures are doing a lot of damage. We've got 28 ruptures. Unfortunately, our Special 2 just misses out on the Fury, but a 200k crit does very, very nicely. If we'd got that earlier, the fight would have been over much faster, but Rintrah ends that very comfortably with a 100% yellow bar. Really, no risk of dying there at all. So, there you have it. Everything you need to beat all of 7.4.3. That's the first half of 7.4 done. Coming soon, we've got 7.4.4, 0.5, and then 0.6, Kang number 2, the Superior Kang, and Paragon. We should have a new guide coming out every single day, so make sure you press all of the YouTube buttons so you don't miss out. If you have any questions, please do leave them down below, and consider also joining the Discord server. A great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, and while I'm awake, I do my best to be there as much as possible. Thank you, and I will see you next time.